Yeah. Once again, very good morning and thanks for joining. Okay. So far, we discuss about on-prem, completely on-prem, how to build the SQL server, how the how to take the backups, how to perform the restores, and we discuss all the L1 related tasks like security part, and also we started high availability called log shipping, mirroring, and replication. And we discuss more about block shipping troubleshooting along with the failover. Only the restore part is pending, and we discuss about mirroring. We discuss about replication. Let's okay. Now we are moving ahead. Okay. Now we are going to start the cloud. So 45 days last. 45 days, 40 to 50 sessions. Okay, almost 60 sessions we done. So 60 sessions we done on on-prem. Okay, so completely on-prem. Now next, coming to next 45 sessions. Okay, it will be completely on the cloud. So we are going to discuss much more things on top of cloud. So let's first walk through the content. Okay, directly go to the subject. Okay, see, uh, when you specially go to the cloud, okay, everyone wants to learn the cloud because industry is looking for cloud people. It can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be Google Cloud, it can be Alibaba Cloud. So we are having different cloud providers. We'll talk in a while, okay. So but as we are a Microsoft engineers, we are more on the Azure, okay. So we are spending more time on the Azure only. Next 45 days we'll completely spend on the Microsoft Azure. On top of Azure only, we are going to build the clusters. So we will build the clusters. We will build the always on availability group on top of cluster. Not only AZ and clusters. We'll talk more on the performance tuning level in terms of CPU, in terms of CPU, in terms of memory, in terms of IO, in terms of weights, in terms of corruptions. So we'll talk more on troubleshooting, especially on TampDB. We'll talk more on TampDB related issues as well, and locking, blocking, deadlocks, statistics. So much more we'll talk on the performance running in terms of Azure, in terms of cloud, means in terms of on-prem, in terms of cloud, we are going to discuss. Not only performance tuning, so everyone is waiting because maybe their laptops are not compatible. For example, your laptops is not having enough RAM, enough core, and you wanted to practice clusters always on. So far, you install SQL Server on your laptops, and everything is compatible. You can do everything on your laptop. So you no need to spin the VMs. You no need to. Uh, uh, One second. Okay, Sai, can you please help Shivakumari? She is not able to connect.
Sure.
One second.
Just to give my number. Ask her to ping.
Yeah. Okay. So, especially the people who are having not enough RAM, enough core on laptops, and you want to practice clusters, especially always on availability group. Okay. So everything except clusters always, and everything you can practice on your local laptop. Okay. You no need to worry about, okay, I don't have high-end core machines on my laptop. I can't configure all this. So everything you can practice in terms of log shipping, mirroring, replication, performance tunings, all the performance related, so migrations, upgradations, everything you can practice on your local laptop. That's the one good thing with the, especially when you go for SQL Server. But if you wanted to practice, okay, in terms of clusters, in terms of always on availability group, if you don't have enough core on your laptop, definitely we need to go for any cloud provider, not only Azure. You can also go for AWS. You can also go for cloud. Okay, but we are going to discuss more on the Azure part. So we are going to spin the VMs in the Azure, and we are going to build the clusters. Okay, so we are going to build the always on availability group in terms of single subnet, in terms of multi subnet. Okay, so we are going to discuss single subnet always on availability group, multi subnet always on availability group, and more more on uh, listener stuff. So when we are going to create the listener, we can create two types of varieties of listener. One is DNN listener, one is VNN listener, and also we are going to build a cluster, uh, Windows Server 2016 cluster. Okay, till Windows Server 2016, how cluster is working. After Windows Server 2016, how cluster is working. So we'll see the difference between before and after. So we are going to build the clusters in Windows Server 2016, and we'll see, okay, what are the things we need to take in care. But from Windows Server 2018, what are the changes? Okay, what are the changes in terms of cluster, not with the always on availability group. So let's talk in that scenario as well. So we'll spend more time on this two concepts. Okay, almost 2.5 weeks we'll spend on clusters and with always on availability group. And along with the always on availability group, we are going to discuss encryption, especially TDE, column level encryption, data masking, always encrypted. Okay, and what are the challenges we will come across? Not only AG, we are going to discuss about DAG, distributed always and availability group. Many people are expecting DAG as well. So we are going to build a DAG, distributed always and availability group. I think I forgot to add the point. Okay, but yeah, oh, I added. Yeah. So we are going to discuss about how to build a distributed always and availability group, how to fail over, how to fail back. So what are the challenges we may come across when we are going to configure distributed always and availability group? And we are going to discuss patching with the clusters and always on availability group, and job creations, orphan users, and in terms of troubleshooting, we are going to discuss about clusters and always on availability group. So I think someone asked, right? I hope you got it, Kamal, what we are going to discuss.
Yes, I understand. DAC
Okay.
and multi-subnet algorithm. Yes.
So everything we'll discuss, okay, in terms of
Yes, sure.
and especially almost 2.5 weeks we'll spend on clusters and AZ. Now you can think that how much stuff we wanted to know about clusters on always on. Okay, so that is a one thing. After this, again we will back to the cloud. Okay, and we are going to discuss Azure SQL database. Especially we are having two platforms here. One is IaaS, one is PaaS. One is IaaS, one is PaaS. Okay, so anyhow, IaaS we are going to discuss in terms of clusters, in terms of always on availability group. Okay, so we are going to build the clusters always an availability group on top of IaaS platform only. So no worries about IaaS. Not only clusters always on, means not only spinning the VMs, spinning the networks. We are also going to discuss about the storage account, which is very important concept in IaaS platform. Okay, storage account and Active Directory. So networks, how to spin the VMs, and we are going to discuss about the storage account, and also we are going to discuss about uh, uh, Active Directory. Now we are calling it as a Entra ID. Earlier we used to call it as a Azure Active Directory, but we are calling it now as a Entra ID. So how Entra ID is working, how to grant the permission, how to enable multi-factor authentication. So we'll talk with the comparing with the SQL. Okay, but one of the most important concept is storage account. Okay, in Azure you will call it as a storage account. In AWS you will call it as a S3 buckets. Okay, the people who are supporting for AWS as well, so you need to know about S3 buckets. But in Azure, so we are technically calling as a storage account. So we are going to discuss storage account and Entra ID along with the how to spin the VMs, how to spin the networks. Anyhow, we are going to discuss now. Here only what we are going to do, we are going to take the backup to the cloud. Okay, so how to take the backup directly to the cloud. So, for example, you are going to configure Polala brand, or you are going to use the local maintenance plan. Well, we are going to discuss about maintenance plans, native maintenance plans on Polala brand as well. So, how to take the backups to the cloud? I mean that nothing but storage account. How to create the containers? How to access the containers in terms of with the access keys. in terms of SaaS tokens. Okay. For example, if SaaS tokens got expired, so how you will renew? So you won't do much thing there, but there is a separate team is will be available, Azure infrastructure team who is going to take and care all this stuff. Okay. But even though you are having a separate team as a DBA, we must and should know, because you are doing everything on your laptop. You are going to build a free tail subscription, and you are going to do here. There is no Windows team, there is no network team, there is no storage team. You are the only one person who need to make everything. Okay, but when you go to the real world, you are having dedicated Windows team, dedicated network team, dedicated storage team, dedicated Active Directory team. So there will be dedicated teams will be available. Azure infrastructure team will be available. But here we don't have anyone. So you should be part of all. So you should know how to spin the VMs, how to spin the networks, how to spin the how to make the connectivity between the networks. Okay, and you need to build up clusters. You need to build always an availability group. So we are going to discuss everything from the scratch level. So you from starting with the VMs spinning, ending to the AZ configuration, ending to the cluster configuration, distributed always an availability group configuration. So we are going to do everything from the scratch. So almost 2 to 2.5 weeks will spend more on clusters and always on. Then 1 week we are going to spend on Azure SQL database, which is very important. Azure SQL database. So how to spin the Azure SQL database? So what are the differences in terms of resources when you especially go for PaaS platform? See, if you go for PaaS, you are having two. One is database as a service. One is instance as a service, MI. And next month we are going to call for MI as well. The people who are interested, you can raise your hands. I will talk this in the separate. So as part of this training, so first we are going to spend more time on the Azure SQL database, because MI is not a free tail subscription. It is a pay as you go model. We need to pay and we need to spin the instance. Okay. Microsoft will charge higher value. Please be careful if you try to spin the MI instance in cloud. It's very expensive. Very expensive service. So this we are going to take a separate. This is not part of as part of this training. So MI will spin separately. Okay. And I will call for MI. The people who are interested, you can raise your hands and we are going to charge the minimal price for MI. Apart from MI, we are going to discuss everything as part of this training. Yes, come on. You are asking something?
Yes, I will be interested in
No,
because
no,
I have last
will
time
ask.
I have.
Yeah, we will ask.
Sure.
Okay. Now we are going to discuss about Azure SQL database. Okay, which is very important for us. Okay, Azure SQL database, how backups, restores. Again, I will compare with we will compare with not I sorry. We will compare with the on-prem only. So what is the difference you will see with Azure SQL database? All the stuff we are going to discuss. Almost 1 week we are going to spend on Azure SQL database, and now security is also very important. So we are going to discuss much about security in terms of Azure SQL database. Okay, in terms of Azure SQL database, we are going to we are going to spin the VMs with internet, without internet, and with internet, because see, cloud, cloud is nothing but you need internet if you wanted to connect. If you wanted to do anything, for example, if you want to do anything, you need internet connection. Without internet connection, you can't access the services, because these are all the public clouds. These are all the public clouds in terms of Azure, AWS, Google Cloud. So what we are doing, we are going to spin the VMs. So we are going to spin the VMs, and one VM I will block the internet connection. One VM I will allow the internet connection, and where we block the internet connection, how you can access the Azure services. That will talk in terms of networking, because especially when you go for Azure SQL database, you won't face much challenges. Only the challenge is connectivity. Much more challenge you will face in the connectivity. So we'll talk more on the connectivity part. So blocking the internet connection, allowing the internet connection. Here also we'll enable the data masking TDE. Okay. So by default TDE is enabled, but we don't want Microsoft managed keys. I want customized managed key, nothing but Azure Key Vault. There is a concept called Key Vault. So how to use this Key Vault? This is also one service. As a DBA, we must also do. No worries, we won't maintain all these servers in real world, services in real world, because there is a dedicated team, Azure infrastructure team will be there. But even though we wanted to know how Azure Key Vault will work, so we are going to discuss Azure Key Vault, and we are going to store our keys in the Azure Key Vault. Azure Key Vault, that is the one thing. And backups, restores, high availability in terms of PaaS platform, failure groups, geo replication, Azure Data Sync. In on-prem, you are calling as a replication, but when you go for cloud, you will call it as Azure Data Sync. So how to enable the Azure Data Sync, all the stuff we are going to discuss. And finally, everyone is waiting for migrations. So how to migrate the services from on-prem to cloud. So we are going to discuss many more ways. But MI, we can do additional things like managed instance link, log replay service. So when we are discussing MI, I will talk about how you can configure log replay service and managed instance link if you wanted to migrate to MI. For Azure SQL database, these two are not compatible. These are okay. So we are going to discuss all the stuff in terms of migration. Okay, and logins also I will talk. I can't include everything here, but much more we'll talk in next 45 days to 50 days in terms of like L2, L3 kind of role we are playing for next 45 days to 50 days. That's it. Any questions? All are practical, not theoretical part. Much more we'll discuss practical part rather than discussing theoretical part. In terms of cloud, in terms of performance tuning, query tuning, we'll talk more on the query tuning as well. Any questions? Anyone?
We need to some SQL some performance tuning related topic like CS packet, other things like they
Weight
are need to do
types.
some
Weight
weight
types.
types.
Or yeah,
Yes,
weights. We'll talk more on weights.
yes.
No
Weights
worries.
and the multi-column index will be how can we work multi-column index. It will be a seeking how can be possible multi-column index.
Index stats we are going to discuss for 5 days.
Yes,
Okay,
sure.
almost 10 hours.
Sure.
Not 10 hours, almost 15 hours we are going to spend only on the query tuning, which includes the indexes. Okay, 15 to 20 days we'll spend on the tuning, performance tuning.
Okay. Sure, sure.
So where you will get about indexes, weight stats, update statistics, means weights, update statistics, max draw value. Okay, CX packet weights in the sense again everything will get. We can't discuss everyone will expect it. So we need to know about all the weights in SQL Server. No one knows, but top weights will discuss, top performance counters will discuss, and top clocks we are going to discuss in terms of memory because they are massive. So in our environment, so
Yeah,
they are
I
massive.
understand not completely, but mostly useful would be
All
10 to
top
15
10,
will be.
all
Yeah,
top 10, top 10. Okay, I can't say. So
sure.
see, if we go for sys.dm underscore oris underscore
Weight types.
weights, okay, weights. So
Yeah,
almost we are having 1,377 weights
yeah,
are
yeah.
there. So out of this, we are going to discuss top 10, okay, which are more
Okay.
frequently we'll see. Along with not only this one, we are also talking about always on weight type, HADR sync weight type. That is more powerful because when we are tuning always on availability group latencies from primary replica to secondary replica, that's also we are going to cover. So we'll take top 10 all. Okay, but performance tuning will plays a major role as a database administrator. So that we are going to spend 15 days. And clusters with always on, we are going to spend 15 days, and 15 more days we are going to spend on Azure SQL database migrations. Okay, so let's see, almost 50 sessions will take here. So Monday to Saturday. Okay, Monday to Saturday. So we are having two to 2.5 hours time we'll spend.
In timing will be fixed sharp 7:30 a.m. in IST,
Some
or because my
7:30 only, 7:30 maximum. But let's see, lay out 7:45. It will be 7:30 or 7:45. Will open the bridge.
okay, because I will be my time zone will be a Uruguay time zone, so I will be 8 hour back from your time zones right now. IST time to 8 hour back. 8:30 minutes.
Max 7:30.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the one thing. The people who newly joined, in maximum, I will let you know if there is no sessions. Okay, from here onwards. But in case if I forget to post, also please stay back. I will post a bit late sometimes. Okay, but definitely next to 15 days, next 50 days, not 15 days, I won't stop any sessions. Monday to Saturday. Okay, so we'll spend more on. And everyone, the people who are joined newly, you already know about SQL Server. Don't hesitate to ask me the questions. Raise your voice. That's only one thing we are requesting. Don't simply sit idle and listen like a passive. You don't want to be passive. Always you should be active. Okay. Anything? No question, miss. I can go into the presentation.
Subbu, SSIS and SSR also will cover, right?
Oh, that I will make a separate, sir. That's not included.
Okay.
Apart from this 50, okay, mostly this week onwards, okay, because we are going to build the Azure maybe by Wednesday. We are going to spin the free trial subscription by Wednesday. Okay. Apart from this, okay, we are
Sorry
going
to
to bring
disturb.
50 to 60 sessions, 15 to 30 sessions additional, not part of this training, not part of this course. Okay, not part of this course. 15 to 20 or 25 plus sessions you are getting, like partition, CDC, SSIS, SSRS, Power BI. That I will call anytime, sir. There is no specific time for that training. I will call anytime, and you will be part of this. Yeah, let me project. Yeah, all this. Okay, so I will update this sheet as well. Okay, mostly by today or tomorrow. CDC, column store index, in-memory OLTP, linked server, DB email, intelligent query processing, table partitions, query store, resource governor, service broker, SSIS, SSRS, SSIS, Power BI, SQL on Linux, jobs, alerts, operator, extended events, purging, archiving, table diff. Okay, so we will plan this 20 to 25 concepts. 20 to 25 concepts means 30 to 35 sessions will be. That I will call you anytime. This is not part of any of our training. I will call anytime. You should be part of. In case you no worries, it will be in the public only. So all these sessions will keep in the public. You can go and watch, and you can if you have any doubt, you can come and ask in our regular sessions. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, yes. Okay, sir.
Yeah, because it's very difficult to take into the training all these sessions. Okay, I'm not getting enough time, so we are spending almost 3 months. If I add this one also, like it will be almost 4 to 5 months I need to spend them to complete one batch. Okay, no one will show the interest. After 1 month itself, maximum people will drop. Okay, for that we are has been separated. This will be in the public only. Okay, and this we already done. I will share you all the links. Okay, if you have doubts, you can how to spin the VMs, all the stuff. Okay, so we are saving our time to learn more on the tuning, performance tuning. Okay, but these features also very important. At least This is very important concept. Linked servers are very important. Column store is very, very important. CDC, all are very important only. Okay, I can't say these are not important. So that's the reason we have been separated this. Okay, so and we will make it as a public only. So the people who are taking course, okay, everyone must and should watch this 30 sessions as well. So almost you are getting 150 sessions overall. Yes, someone is asking.
Subbu can be put into link into the same session, sharing these are sessions, or it will be a.
Oh, this session I will post. So I will post in our group only. Okay, I'm going to take the session. The people who are available, you can happily go and join. Okay, come and join.
Sure.
If not, go for
Sure.
recording.
Yeah, sure, not an issue. And it will be recording will be available on YouTube channel, or it will be any other platform.
No, as of now, everything will be in the YouTube.
Okay. And one more thing, can we little bit expand not this, but when the end of session, but we need to just AWS little bit uh, uh, overview regarding the how to VM creation or other things, because I have created but not properly network configuration. So that's why we need to AWS
Sir,
network
again,
configuration.
if time permits, we are planning to bring the AWS as well. See, again, time. Okay.
Yes, sure. It's
We
a
are lack. We are
not now, not
yeah.
now, not now, but when the end of session, not today, but when the complete end of session, that time.
We are planning in addition. When you ask, okay, we are planning AWS for Postgres. Okay.
Yes, sure. I'm
We
interested
are
in that.
no okay. That's a different story. I don't want to bring here. Okay. We are
Yeah,
planning
okay.
AWS for Postgres, MongoDB for Postgres, AWS with the MongoDB, AWS with the Postgres. SQL we are strictly with the Azure only, but we are adjusting all our training everything. Okay, once the time codes everything will be adjusted, maybe we can at least like this we will plan. So I think I already something added okay here. So not only this one, we are planning to bring the how to drive the migration using ADF. Okay, how to deploy SQL DB with the Fabric. Okay, and how to build whole Allegren with ADF for Azure SQL database, MongoDB. There are much more we are planning, but let's first complete this one. Okay, this Excel sheet will anyhow will share it in our group. Let's complete this one. Okay, then I can come back with the AWS or blah 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 something. Okay, I don't want promise right away because let's complete SQL first. Okay, then redesign our course to fit for 70 to 75 days. That's a session given by all our students only, so they understand what myself and Sai is going to pain. Okay, all our students suggested. Okay, so what you can do some pre-recordings. Okay, keep in the YouTube so that they can go and watch. At least you will get some relief. What we wanted to discuss on the live sessions, what we can go for recordings. Okay, all these concepts are very important. Okay, I can't say that these are not very important. No worries. So these two we are going to bring in the live sessions only. This also we are going to bring the live sessions. No worries. Okay, we will update this sheet as well. This maximum by this week only will complete the CDC, the first concept CDC and CT change tracking. So we are going to spend 2 days CDC and CT. I will call anytime, not this week, sorry, next week. Okay. I So 5 sessions are pending for Postgres as well. This week I will complete the Postgres, and next week I will be free. So from next week we'll start all this. I need to complete in next 30 to 40 days. So once we complete all these recordings, it will be handy in the public. Then I will get some time to spend on ADF, Fabric. First, let's spend time here. I don't want. Uh, 1 second. Okay, so that's the one thing. First, we wanted to spend more on this. Okay, let's see, sir. That's it. Any questions? And if no questions, then I can.
Hi, Subh.
Yes, yes, Sandeep.
Yeah, will it cover content always on also in this?
Oh, in the futures, I will cover, sir. Content database use means content always on availability group, which is introduced from SQL Server 2022.
Yes, yes.
Yes, I will cover. Yeah, I know. Okay. Yeah.
Thank
Okay. Now let's move on our concepts. Okay, this time I will present less PPTs. Okay, I'm just we are myself and Sai redesigning the PPTs as well to reduce the slide presentation and to discuss more on practical sessions. Okay, which will save our time and which you can understand. But again, sir, again I'm saying I will let you know when you need to create the free tail subscription. I'm just asking anyone will be voluntary for the free tail subscription for us. Anyone this time? Anyone?
No, I have a paid subscription Azure, not a free.
Okay, no, I don't want pay. Okay, no, I don't want to
No,
use the
basically I
paid
have
subscription.
no, because last time I have done the that time I used a free subscription, so I have only the paid.
Okay, no worries. That we'll talk offline. Okay, now see the industry. Okay, now industry is looking for cloud. Okay, all the organizations. Okay, for moving their services, their resources to the cloud. Why industry is looking for the cloud? Why we need to learn the cloud? So far, we discuss everything on-prem only because within our laptops, you build the VMs, you worked everything on your laptops. Now we are going to moving ahead and we are going to discuss one of the cloud services, nothing but Azure. Okay, and meanwhile, I will also compare with the AWS as well. Okay, it's easy comparison, not that much strong. Okay, when we are trying to compare, you will get the terminologies. Okay, you will get the terminologies. So, firstly, tomorrow we'll discuss why industry is looking for cloud, and we'll start the other concepts. Okay, first let's talk about cloud. Okay, nothing but cloud computing. Okay, so we wanted to know what is cloud computing, what are the services offering by cloud, like cloud providers, who are cloud providers for us, what they are offering for us. This is what we want to understand. Okay, first let's discuss about before cloud, after cloud. Okay, let's discuss about before cloud, after cloud, and we will talk more on what type of clouds are available, and we will talk on deployment model, service models. Okay, what are the service models, what are the deployment models, and we will talk more on the Azure retail subscription when you especially go for cloud. So all the cloud providers, they are offering free tail subscription. Okay, and you can go and deploy the services and you can use it, but you need to little careful when you are using the free tail subscription, or when you especially go for pay as you go model. We need to so careful when you especially go for pay as you go model. Okay, and what are the terminologies you need to remember when you especially go for Azure? That is also very important. So we are going to discuss much on cloud. Okay, Azure, much on cloud on terms of Azure, and I will also try to compare with the AWS as well. Whenever you get a time, we'll also see how AWS will also work. Not now, sir. I'm not promising immediately, but in the future, definitely we are trying to bring the AWS as well. At least not in the live sessions. At least we'll go for recordings. Okay, like I told you that I'm having a list of content where I need to complete. Along with, I will also add AWS as well. Okay, how to spin the VMs in AWS, how to build the SQL in AWS, how to build the clusters, how to build the always on in AWS. Is there anything difference you will see? And how to deploy RDS service in AWS. Now, let's Everyone's terminals are very important. You must and should remember the terminologies in terms of cloud. So far we discussed in on-prem, we are strictly with the SQL only. Now being you are going for cloud, you are getting the additional content, additional stuff as well. You must and should know, because when you are going to work in the real world, you will get more responsibilities. Okay, if your project is having cloud services. Mostly our projects are like a hybrid kind of stuff nowadays. Like half of the servers we are placing in on-prem, half of the servers we are placing in the cloud. I will talk more on tomorrow. Let's talk about the terminologies, okay, uh, about the cloud computing, so that we will get some understanding what we are going to discuss tomorrow. Now, first thing, so before cloud, nothing but on-prem. Okay, before cloud, on-prem. Okay. Now, when you specially go for on-prem, everything need to be maintained by us. Okay, everything. So everything will be maintained by us. What everything, sir? Infrastructure building. Okay, where you are going to keep your infrastructure. So in terms of resources, in terms of human resources, in terms of core resources, where you are going to keep your infrastructure, it should be handled by us. Okay, handled by us, because this is traditional, nothing but on-prem. Okay, on-prem. Very simple for your better understanding. Take your home, sir. Easily to understand. Take your home. Your home is nothing but your on-prem. Okay, where you are going to keep a lump sum of amount, and you are keeping in your home locker, and you are going to keep the key and everything. You are going to protect everything. That is like on-prem. Your home is like on-prem. Same thing when you go to take a bank. So you are going to keep your documents. You are going to keep your amount. I mean, like in terms of money, you are going to keep in the bank, right? Like treat like a cloud. Someone else, you are going to keep your data for your simple. This is not a great example, very silly example, but take like a bank is like a cloud. Take your home like on-prem. So when you specially go for on-prem, infrastructure is our responsibility, in terms of power management, in terms of security management, in terms of cost, and so everything you need to maintain when you go for on-prem. Okay, infrastructure is very costly, sir. This is the one of the reason why industry is moving for cloud. To maintain the infrastructure is not easy. To maintain the infrastructure is not easy. It is a one of the costly service. This is the one of the costly service why industry is looking for cloud. Okay, before cloud, so infrastructure we need to maintain. Like hardware resources gathering is also like hardware. So you need to purchase the computers. You need to purchase like laptops, computers, printers, ACs, everything you need to maintain. So you need to purchase hardware. Okay, that is under our control only. Software purchase also, like in terms of OS license, in terms of software, like for example, take SQL or Oracle. You need to purchase the licenses. Okay, licensing is our headache, one of the most headache. Okay, purchasing the software is also we are going to handle. Hardware is also we are going to handle. Software integration. Okay, how you are going to integrate. So for example, how you are going to integrate with Java, with SQL, Python with SQL. Okay, in terms of integration, this is also one of the major things we need to look into. Recruitment, because being you are a SQL database administrator, or we think that okay, entire project is working only with the SQL. No, sir. One project is working with the many technologies, like a Java developers, .NET developers, Python developers. Okay, Oracle DBS, SQL DBS, Postgres DBS. Okay, like ERP solutions like Oracle apps or SAP or virtualization tools like Windows team, storage team, network team. So every team you need to recruit the employees, right? This is the one of the biggest challenge for us as well. Okay, recruiting different teams to maintain your resources, maintain the security. Okay, security, building the complex firewalls. uh, no one should hack our systems, right? So these are all we need to maintain. And when you go for on-prem, it is little time-consuming process. It is little time-consuming process because you need to have lot many approvals. You need to have lot many approvals. If you wanted to spin the VMs, if you wanted to deploy the VM, if you wanted to deploy the SQL, you need lot of approvals. It may take some time, longer time when you especially go for cloud, when you compare with the cloud. One more very important, like infrastructure building is one of the reason why industry is looking for cloud. One more is scalability. One more is scalability. These are the one of the two major reasons why industry is looking for cloud. One is infrastructure, one is the scalability. What do you mean by scalability, Subbu? Everyone knows about the sales. Amazon sales, Flipkart sales. When you especially go for US, there will be Black Day sales. Okay. So you are having sales time. So the sales will be like 2 days, okay, 1 week, or 10 days, or 2 weeks. Okay, the sales will be for 2 days, or 1 week, or 10 days, or 2 weeks, for example. So in regularly, you have, for example, take Amazon. Take Amazon. So Amazon is running with 1,000 VMs, 1,000 servers. Your Amazon is running with 1,000 servers to maintain the regular connectivity, regular normal connectivity. For example, you are announcing sales. You are announcing the sales. Definitely the traffic will be increased, right? Definitely the load will be increased. Definitely connectivity will be increased. Load will be increased. Connectivity will be increased. When you announce the sales day, that too, in the starting 1 to 2 hours, there will be massive connectivity. Once you start the sales time, between 1 hour, 2 hour, like for example, you started at midnight, 12 a.m. 12 a.m. to 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., the connectivity will be massive because that time everyone will think that the offers will be little massive, where we will get lot of discounts, and maybe after 1 or 2 hours the prices will be vary, like 500 they may increase, or 1,000 they may increase, or the offer may be deleted. Okay, because they will see how the sales are happening for that product. So there will be a lot of tactics will favor when you go for Amazon or when you go for Flipkart. Now, okay, now the traffic. So usually, okay, for example, every day 10 lakh connections has been establishing. For example, okay, 10 lakhs connections is establishing. On the sales day, once you announce the sales day, 1 or 2 hours, okay, there may be 1 CR connections will be established. Okay, they are booking massive bookings, massive cancellations, massive reads are happening. Now, if you are maintaining only 10,000 servers, 1,000 servers enough for 10 lakh connections to handle, but on and suddenly the connectivity is increased, the traffic is also increased, and if you're not increasing your server capacity, definitely your Amazon service will goes down, hang up. No one can establish the connection. Okay, no one. So if you're establishing, your services are too slow, that connectivity will be too slow, you can't book, you can't move to the next window also, everything will be slow. Now what you decide? Now you decide to increase to 10,000 servers. You decide to increase to 10,000 servers. Okay, now you need to purchase, okay, 99,999,000, for example, 99,000 you need to, sorry, 9,990, for example, 9,000 servers you need to purchase. 9,000 servers you need to purchase. 9,000 servers you need to purchase. This 9,000 servers you need to purchase only for 2 days, only for 1 week, only for 10 days, only for 2 weeks. Okay, I don't know the sales time for 2 days or 1 week or 10 days or 2 weeks. This 9,000 need to be, okay, for sales time. After sales got complete, again back to again my connections will back to 10 lakhs only, 9 lakh or 10 lakhs or 8 lakhs or 7 lakhs. Okay, my 1,000 servers are super good to maintain. So where you will keep these 9,000 servers? What you will do with these 9,000 servers? I don't know when the next sales time will be. I hope you're getting my point, everyone. Why industry is looking for cloud?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now this scalability can be very easy in terms of cloud. In terms of cloud, when you go for cloud, okay, scalability is very easy. Okay, you can scale up the server, you can scale down the server, like scale in, scale out, scale out. You can scale in, you can scale out easily when you go for cloud. Okay, when you go for cloud. So they will use auto scaling concept and they will use a load balancer concept. Load balancer. Okay, load balance. Anyhow, we are going to discuss load balancer for our always on availability group only in the cloud. Again, I'm repeating, only in the cloud. Load balancer concept will comes in the cloud. It can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be Google Cloud, it can be Alibaba Cloud. Load balancer will come into the cloud, and auto scaling will also will come into this cloud. So, but we are not discussing any auto scaling, all this stuff. We will discuss about load balancers. Now, why industry is looking for cloud means one is infrastructure. For example, you decide one, I need to design one application. I need to design one app, okay, for petrol, okay, for petrol, okay, for Indian oil petrol. Okay, you want to decide one app and you wanted to track everything from map. Now you decide, first you decide this app, for example, in Hyderabad. Okay, in India, in Hyderabad, you decided. You purchase one area and you constructed the building. You kept everything, all your servers, everything under here, Hyderabad location. Now the app is growing like anything. You are getting more profits because you designed very well that application. Many people showing interest. The people who are using Indian oil. Okay, not only from Hyderabad location, Bangalore, Chennai, Mumbai, Delhi. So you are having this many states. Right? Everyone started using this app. Now the traffic is increasing. Okay, you need to increase the server capacity, and also, for example, Delhi. So for example, Delhi. So Delhi people wants, hey, I am seeing some network lag when I am trying to access the app where you deployed from Hyderabad. Okay, and I don't. Can you keep the infrastructure in Delhi as well? Okay. Now again, you need to purchase the land, you need to construct the building, and you need to deploy your services. Correct? It is not a easy to purchase the land, to construct everything. It is massive, expensive operations. Okay. Now, if you go for cloud, already Microsoft is placed the data centers. Already Microsoft placed the data centers. So when you go for cloud, for example, if you specially go for India, but where is it? Hey, come on, where is it? See, if you go for India, yeah, see, already you are having the 4 data centers in India. Already you are having 4 data centers in India. One is in Mumbai, one is in Pune, one is in Chennai, and one is in Delhi. Recently, like 2.5 years ago, Microsoft deployed the data center in Delhi as well. Now, for example, for Hyderabad, Pune is the nearest data center. Mumbai is also nearest data center. So assume you deploy your data center in Pune. For Delhi, they want data center in Delhi itself. Now I can easily go and deploy the data center. I can go and deploy my services, right? Because already the infrastructure is created by Azure, Microsoft. Okay. You no need to purchase the land. You no need to construct. You no need to maintain this infrastructure, sir, because it is very little expensive operation. Assume your application is growing from region, okay, from country. Okay, now Malaysia people is using, Singapore people is also using, assume US people also using. Now US also started using, for example, US also started using this app. Okay, using this app. Now if they are establishing the connectivity from US to India, it is so far, right? That the connectivity will be a little slower. And US is telling that, hey, I don't want, I'm seeing little lag. Why can't you deploy the server why can't you deploy your servers? Why can't you deploy your application in US itself? I don't want this much lag in the connectivity, but I love your application, but I'm seeing the little connectivity issue when we are loading massive data, when we are reading massive data. Can you deploy your services? Can you deploy your data center in US? Now, if you wanted to go and if you wanted to purchase, but I literally don't know. Okay, literally don't know. For example, assume there is no cloud. Now you started purchasing a land in US. Okay, so the land price will be vary. In India, if you're getting for $100, if you're getting for $100 in India, if you are purchasing a land, okay, you are getting $100 for India. But when you go for US, you will see $1,000, means almost $900 extra if you wanted to purchase the same land in US. Assume you purchase a land and you deploy your server. Suddenly, okay, something happened. Like about Trump, right? Suddenly something happened, and no people shown interest to use your app. Okay, now what you will do, sir? You already purchased, you already spent some amount there. Now it's almost everything will be waste, right? Agree, not agree? Yes or no? Agree.
Yes,
To
it
overcome
will be
this,
agree.
Yes.
if you go for cloud, hey, whenever I want, I can use the service. Okay, whenever I don't want, I can delete the service. That's it. It's like a service. A cloud is like a service, sir. It's a just service. Okay. Whenever I want, I can go and use it. I can deploy throughout this global. I can deploy anywhere. Throughout this global, I can deploy anywhere. And if you don't want, so okay, let's go and delete that service. I don't want to pay anything. I don't want to pay anything. So that is one of the good advantage when you especially go for cloud. So scalability is one of the massive things why industry is looking for cloud. Infrastructure is also one of the major reason why industry is looking for cloud as well. And many features, like advanced features, like all the industries are looking. First, they are going to deploy everything in the cloud only. Okay. If something we are getting new, what they are doing everything in the cloud. They are deploying, they're testing, everything will be happening in the cloud. Then only they are coming into the on-prem. They are coming into the on-prem. So these are all the like implementing challenges. To implement something, we need a lot of approvals, process. Oh my God. Okay. When you especially go for on-prem, these many challenges. Then why Subbu? Why still many industries are working in on-prem? Why can't they move into the cloud? Nothing but security. Okay, security, sir. For example, you are having $10,000. You are having $10,000. You are keeping that $10,000 with you only. With you only. You feel that okay, my $10,000 is so secured, so secured. Okay. Same thing. If you're giving to any one of your friend, for example, you are giving $10,000 any one of friend. Okay, you written some agreement. Assume you written some agreement, okay, like a bond or something, and you given $10,000 to some of your friend, any one of your friend. Will you sleep little happily? No, right? Somewhere you will get little afraid whether he will give the $10,000 back. I given some interest, whether he will give it or not. Okay, so now you know that COVID changed entire global. Okay, about the deaths. Okay, now nature can predict anything. No one can do. If something happened to him, we are gone. We can lose that $10,000. Nothing. Forget about interest. At least whatever you given also, it won't come back. So security is one of the reason why still industry is working with on-prem. Okay, if they feel all your cloud providers, they are telling that no, we will protect your data massively. We will protect your data massively, but still industries, some of the applications are more secured application, right? They are hesitating to keep their services, their data into the cloud. Okay, so many organizations, they are working like a hybrid, like a mixture of on-prem, mixture of cloud. It can be Azure, it can be AWS, it can be Google Cloud as well. Mostly we'll see Azure and AWS as well. AWS is our grandfather. Okay, AWS is our grandfather. Rest of all the chains, including Azure also. Now, but Azure is becoming one of the cloud leading platform when you compare with the AWS. AWS and Azure both are the leading cloud providers when you compare with the other cloud services. Is it clear? Any questions? No? Yes?
No question.
No.
Yeah, it's clear.
Okay, as I told you, same thing. Okay, before cloud. So, for example, if you want to establish any website, any application, first what you need to do. Where is it? Sorry. Okay, first you need to purchase a stack of servers. Okay, you need to purchase the stack of servers, and you need to maintain that also stack of the servers. You need to monitor. You need to maintain those servers. Not only servers, whatever the application you are going to deploy on those servers, you need to maintain those applications, all the stuff under our control only. And not only that one, you need to maintain the traffic. This is the one of the biggest challenge. Okay, traffic. When there is a high traffic, more servers. When there is a less traffic, again you need to reduce the server capacity. So these are all the one of the most headache in on-prem. To overcome this, Microsoft means to overcome this, not Microsoft, sir. Industry is looking for cloud, and this is how your data centers looks like, sir. Okay. I'm not sure every organization, when you go for any organization, they will maintain the mini data centers in their organization itself. Okay. Mostly they won't allow us. Okay. But if they are allowing, when you go inside, this is how the data center looks like. Okay. And technically we are calling as a racks. These are all the racks. Okay. Each rack will maintain the common network, common power, common switches. Each rack will maintain this. Assume this is entire rack. Okay, in this rack, they will maintain the common network, common switches, common power supply. But there is no storage, sir. Storage will be remotely. We'll talk when we are discussing storage, right? I will talk about storage as well, like what is SSD, what is HDD, okay, what is like LUN. When you especially go for cloud, LUN is very important. LUN concept. When you are trying to increase the storage capacity, you need to specify, hey, so and so disk, so and so LUN. You need to increase the capacity of the disk. Okay, how to see that LUN concept? Okay, how to when we are going to create the ticket? Okay, how to specify that LUN number? These are all very important. I will talk. So this is how your data center looks like. Okay. Earlier, like olden days or years ago, this is how your data center looks like. Very ugly. When you go for inside, lot of wires, cables. Oh my God. Okay. But now all the industry is looking very, very good only. Okay. They designed their data centers very well designed. Okay. Now this is how your data centers looks like over the land. Okay, this is how your data center looks like, and we are connecting via remote. This data center will be in the Singapore, Malaysia, Australia, US, UK, South Africa, Kenya, anywhere, sir. We don't know where our application is supporting. We are connecting via remotely only. Please don't shut down the servers, because everything we are connecting remotely. You should not shut down your servers, only restarts. Okay, only by taking the approval, you need to restart. So you connected to this server, any one of this, assume this whole rack contains the SQL servers. You connected to the server, you done your work. Okay, you connect to the server to take the backup, to restore. You connect to the server, done. Then you need to exit from the server, means you need to log out from the server. Server is keep on running for 24/7, 365 days. your servers are keep on running. And see, you will see the ACs in the bottom, not in the top. When you go to the data center, your ACs will be in the bottom, see, because it will be massive pool. Otherwise, your servers will be hang. Because throughout the global, the south means how massive your application is. How massive your application. Take Google, sir. Entire globe is using Google. Entire globe is using Facebook. Entire globe is using many applications. So how use your application is, how massive your application is, how connectivity they are making. Okay, so that's the reason they will protect the data center massively. Now, step by step we'll go, sir. Okay, this is how data center looks like. Now, what is the challenge we are facing maintaining the data center? Okay, to maintain the data center in terms of power, in terms of capacity, in terms of storage, in terms of managing the performance, in terms of monitoring. This is the one of the major headache. Forget about our technologies like a Java, .NET, SQL, Oracle, SAP, Postgres. Forget about our technologies. First, you need to maintain the servers, right? Okay. First, you need to maintain the servers in terms of power, capacity, storage, managing. These are the one of the major headache we are facing in to maintain the infrastructure. Okay. Next one. So now high availability, because assume, sir, you build one server. Okay, you build one server and you deploy your services. For example, you build, what is it? You build one server. Okay. For example, Dal SQL 45. You build one server, Dal SQL 45. Now you deployed your application in this server. Suddenly something happened, either OS got corrupted, or disk got corrupted, or resource got corrupted, or something happened to application. This server is down. Okay, this server is down. Now, if this server goes down, in terms of any one of the reason, is app got corrupted. If something happened, your application will be down, and you assume that is one of the main business day. Okay, Monday to Friday will be your business day between 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Little massive business will happen. And using Azure, for example, Wednesday, something happened to OS, something happened to resources, something happened to desk, something happened to application. Your server went down. Due to that, your application is went down. Okay. Now no one can do anything. So to make this one, I am going to make one more copy. Like for example, I'm going to build one more server, replica. So how this server looks like, this server is also looks like, and I will keep in the standalone. Standalone means nothing is doing, it is just maintaining. If something happened to this, I can bring everything here back as quickly as possible. As quickly as possible. That concept technically we are calling as a high availability. If this server is goes down, I can bring this server to online. If this service goes down, I can bring this services online. If all these services goes down, no one can do anything, sir. No one can do anything. If all the services goes down, you can't do anything, I can't do anything, no one can do anything. Okay, so high availability. You need to maintain the high availability in terms of power, in terms of network, in terms of storage, in terms of backups, in terms of reports, in terms of application. You need to maintain the high availability. Like in SQL, like log shipping, mirroring, clusters, always on, is fulfilling this high availability. So is fulfilling this high availability. If something happened to this, no worries, I'm having one more copy. If something happened to this, no worries, I'm having one more copy. If something happened to this, we are gone. Okay. This is the one more enhancement. See, we are enhancing a lot. Now, coming to next. Okay, Subbu, you are saying that if something happened to this, I'm having one more server. Assume there is one server in this rack. There is server one more this rack. If something happened to here in this rack, no worries, I'm having one more server in this rack that I can be taken care. Assume this whole data center got corrupted. Assume this whole data center got down. Entire data center is down. means how many VMs are running in this data center is down. See, nature can predict anything, so no one can. Okay. So if something happened to data center level, see, this is server level. This is server level. If something happened to this server, no worries, this server will taken care. If something happened to this server will taken care. All these three servers are part of same data center. Same data center. Whole data center is down. Now we came concept called disaster recovery. Means if something happened to data center, no worries, I'm having one more data center. So the people who are from India, you know about Chennai floods, right? You know about Kerala floods. So nature can predict anything, so no one can do anything. If something happened to, assume you are kept a data center in India, okay? You kept one data center in Singapore, okay? If something happened a data center in India, no worries. I'm having one more data center in Singapore. I can bring this data center as quickly as possible. Okay, so data center design including routers, switches, firewalls, storages, servers, application delivering the control, everything, sir. Okay, in terms of disaster recovery at a data center level. If something happened to old data center also, no worries. I'm having one more copy in the different region, different location, little far, sir. Like that's the reason what everyone is doing. Everyone is going to maintain multiple data centers in the region. In the region, region is like a country. Region is like a country, sir. Region is like a country. India is a country. Okay, technically we are calling as a region. Where is India? Come on, where is India? Here, yeah. Region is like India. Okay, zones. When you specially go for cloud, you will call it as a zones. Zone is a data center. How many zones in this region? 4 zones are available. 4 zones are available means 4 data centers. You can keep one data center in Mumbai. You can keep one data center in Chennai, or you can keep one more data center in the Delhi. So if something happened to Mumbai, no worries, I'm having copy in the Delhi. Something also happened in the Delhi, no worries, I'm having copy in the Chennai. If something happened to Chennai, oh no worries, I'm having copy in the. If you're not keeping the copy, no, you need to keep a copy. Okay, you need to keep a copy. So if something happened at the data center level, technically we are calling it a DA, disaster recovery. If something happened at the VM level, okay, no worries, we are having high availability. One server goes on, one more server. So in terms of this, what I will do, these 2 servers I will keep in Mumbai data center. Okay, this server I will keep in Pune data center. If something happened to Mumbai, no worries, I'm having copy in the Pune as well. I'm having a copy in the Pune as well. So that is how you will maintain the high availability and disaster recovery. Is it clear, everyone? Questions?
Yes.
Now, okay, now see, either you go for cloud, okay, or you go for on-prem. So either you go for cloud, either you go for on-prem. Your servers are virtual servers, means virtual edge. Okay, what you will do, you can use the VMware, you can use the Oracle VirtualBox, you can use the hypervisor, and you can build a VM. See, this is my laptop. This is my laptop. Okay, this is my laptop having enough configuration. So when you go for here, I'm having 16 GB of RAM. Okay, I'm having 16 GB of RAM. Okay, 16 GB of RAM, and I'm having 8 ports, 8 physical ports, 2 logical ports. Little good. I'm not saying that super good laptop. This is, but okay, reasonable, good resources. Now I can use these resources. I can use these resources in terms of ports, in terms of RAM, and I can build the VMs using VMware Workstation or hypervisor or Oracle VirtualBox. That concept technically we are calling as a virtualization. So you will purchase a massive server, like a massive CPU, and you can build the multiple operating systems. You can keep, see, my laptop is completely Windows operating system. But using virtual machine, I build the Linux VM. See, these are all the Linux VMs. Okay, these are all the Linux. Okay, these are all the Linux VMs. So if I want, I can build a Linux VM. If I want, I can build a Mac VM. If I want, I can build a Windows VM, Windows operating system as well. So on top of my laptop, I can build different operating system flavors also using VMware, using uh, Oracle VirtualBox or hypervisor. These are the three major tools we'll use, and I can build. See, I can spin the VM. This is Linux VM, sir. Okay, something little different. Okay, I can spin the VM. Okay, this is my Linux VM. This is my Linux VM. Oh, sorry. Oh, okay. I already in the VM. Sorry. Okay, I already in the VM. So this is my Linux VM. So on top of my laptop, I build. Okay, using VMware, I build one VM and I deploy Linux operating system, and I can deploy the services, all this stuff. Here also you can deploy the SQL, Postgres. Especially this is for Postgres. Okay, I deployed, but going forward we'll also try to bring how to install SQL in the Linux. Okay, that time you will learn how to build the SQL on top of Linux platform. So that is the one thing, sir. You can purchase a massive computer, and you can go for the virtual servers. How I will get to know, Subbu, this is my virtual server, this is my physical server. See, if you go for my laptop, is a physical server. If you go for my laptop, is a physical. Okay. See, it is a Microsoft corporation. This is my server name. There is nothing called virtual. There is nothing called virtual. But when you go for virtual, it will display as like a virtual machine. So I will show you when we deploy Azure VM. Okay, when you deploy Azure VM, I will show you whether it is a virtual server or physical server. Mostly in real world, we will use the virtual servers. Like 80 to 90% will use the virtual servers. 10%, 5 to 10% will see the physical servers. Mostly will see the virtual servers only. Even you go for on-prem also, you'll see virtual servers. Even you go for cloud is maximum virtual servers. Okay, in cloud also you can build the physical server. Cloud also you can build the physical server. This is virtualization. Next, enhancement. See, we are doing enhancement. Okay, now data center as a shipping container. Okay, this is our data center. This is our data center where you can move easily from one location to another location. You can move your data. This is also very protected data center only, sir, in terms of network, in terms of security. So they will keep each and everything in the CC survival. Okay, your data center is protected, and you can move this data center. You can this move data center that technically we are calling as a containers. You can keep like a containers. Okay, you can keep like a data center in the moving containers. So we don't know how they are maintaining our data centers. We don't know how they are maintaining data centers, but they will provide you the list of servers what we are going to maintain, and you are going to maintain, sir. They are maintaining under okay, mostly your data centers. All your servers will be part of data center. That is a one thing you should everyone must and should know, sir. Everyone must and should know all your servers will be under the data centers only. Assume this so far what we discuss, all the data centers are under land. Okay, but they can also keep the data center under water. Are you able to listen? Are you able to hear? No? Yes? hear the voice?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
great.
yes.
Okay, they can keep the data center under water.
Not able to hear Subbu. That video.
No, not able to hear. Not my voice, sir. Video voice.
No,
No, no,
We're not
no.
able to hear the video
Oh,
voice.
okay. Where is audio? Not this one. Let's open a different player. Right click. Now,
Just to be able to figure out, can we get computers into a container and can we deploy them in the
Yes.
water without it leaking and do the computers survive?
yeah.
The overarching goal of Project Native is to evaluate the feasibility of underwater data centers. Phase one was just to be able to figure out, can we get computers into a container and can we deploy them in the water without it leaking and do the computers survive and how well do they last? Phase two was to show that we can make it in a manufacturable production scale component. So the container behind me, it fits on a trailer, it fits on a cargo ship, and it allows us to actually build up this data center to any size that we want. Berkeley is a great place for this partnership because they've got renewable energy, 100% and more of their grid power. Computers are not designed to work in the environment that we humans operate. So things like oxygen, moisture in the air, that is really bad for computers. It causes corrosion on the components. You also get temperature fluctuations. So the heat from night to day and summer to winter can cause those components to fail. And so we have this theory that if we're in a really stable environment, we're in this cylinder, we've taken all the oxygen out, we've controlled the humidity, no one's walking around, there's nobody bumping things or causing any additional failures, that we can see better reliability. And so far as we've been monitoring this and the data center that we have on land, that are using the same components, we see 1/8 of the failure rate in the ocean data center than we do on land. We've got some good data on reliability. We've proven out that we can do this whole deployment process. Now let's finish the story and let's show that we can do the retrieval and we can do the recycling once it does reach end of life, and make sure that entire cycle is possible. This project gives us the ability to feel like we're working not just on computers, not just on data centers, but on sort of moving forward environmental responsibility as a company and as individuals. I mean, everybody uses the cloud. Everybody needs data centers. This need isn't going to go away. We're going to continue to build larger data centers and use more electricity because the demand is there and the demand keeps growing. And do it that's better for the environment, and it's just better for us as a people.
Yep. So the computers are not good at over the land, okay, especially, okay, because oxygen is good for human beings, not for computers. And the nature is also changing, right? Like we are having winter season, rainy season, okay, summer season. Even the climates are changing. That is also not good for our computers. So due to that, what that plan, okay, what the project came up, why can't we keep the data center under the water, under the sea, okay, where there is no oxygen, okay, and mostly sea will be in the stable state, okay. It not depends on the climates, all this stuff, right? So that's the one thing. So enhancement that is doing massively, sir. We also need to enhance. So by seeing all, why we wanted to see all these slides, why we wanted to know all this stuff means where we started, okay, where we are currently landing. Now we are in 2025. If you go back 5 years, 10 years ago, how we are maintaining servers, okay, 32-bit or 16-bit, okay. Now we are maintaining all our servers or 64-bit operating systems. They are enhancing a lot in terms of operating system, in terms of resources, in terms of storages. Massively enhancement is happening, sir. So why can't we also upgrade? So we also need to upgrade. looking forward, okay, we can learn a lot. Not only this one, okay. So in terms of visualization, okay, in terms of virtualization, not visualization, sorry. We are using hypervisor, right? Like same, you can also place your services under the containers, like a Docker hub. Okay, like you can also place your services under the Docker. Okay, this is like a container. Okay, this is like a container. Like how you are going to use the VMware, all this stuff, you can also build a Docker. Okay, so for example, I wanted to search for SQL Server. Okay, Docker Hub is the centralized server. Like a Docker Hub is a centralized where you can find out the YAML programs. So you need to know about YAML program. Okay. So now see, they kept Microsoft SQL Server 2019. Now you can go here and I of course I wanted to use SQL Server 2019. Now I can go for Microsoft SQL Server 19. Once you build a Docker on your laptop, once you install the Docker laptop on your laptop, you can use this YAML program. And if you wanted to customize, you can customize. Okay, you will get the complete information what you are getting. So you can set the SA account password, what port number you want to use. Everything you can also do here. So they will provide you mass information in the here. And for example, you designed one YAML program because Docker, Kubernetes will listen with the YAML programs like C, C++, Java, Oracle, right? Like same, not Oracle, sorry, C, C++, Java, Python, or languages, right? Like YAML is also one program, programmatic language. Assume you designed one YAML program and you wanted to store. You can store in your local laptop. I don't want to store in local laptop, so then what I can do? You can also store that YAML program in the Docker container. In the Docker container, sorry, Docker Hub, sorry, not container, Docker Hub. Like you are having Kubernetes, you are having Docker. These are all the DevOps tools, sir. DevOps. We must and should know, like in terms of Git. Okay, so we wanted to know about Git. So Git is our repository. Git is our repository. If you wanted to install the product, you can find the Git. Or I don't want to go for local. I wanted to go for centralized. Okay, you can use the GitHub. This is the very important. Everyone must and should know because sometimes you may get in the project to deploy the packages, not packages, pipelines to run the pipelines. Okay, so that time mostly they will spin the they will spin the pipelines and they will keep the centralized server, centralized data in the GitHub. These are all the DevOps tools, okay? Like a GitHub, SVN, Maven, Gradle, Jenkins, Bamboo, Ansible, Chef, Puppet, Saltac, okay, SVN, Nagios, Zira. These are all the DevOps tools, like almost 10 to 15 tools are available. Okay. Will I get a chance to work on this? Maybe I can't say no. So SQL is only one portion, sir. Okay. In future, you will get all this stuff. You need to enhance yourself. If you're lagging in the SQL, then you may face a lot of challenges once you enter into the industry. SQL is just one part. You may get a chance, more. Okay, more. Don't think, okay, oh, Subbu is teaching only SQL. If I know the SQL, okay, I'm super good. No, you need to know at least terminologies. Okay. Oh, Docker is also available. Oh, Kubernetes is also there. Oh, okay, Git is also there. These are all the DevOps tools where they will integrate. They will go for the actions. Okay. They will create the builds here, and you need to run that build. You need to run the build, and they will create the runners, all the stuff here itself. And not only this one, sir. If you go for Azure DevOps, this is also one of the major thing. Everyone must and should know. Means at least you are having idea. Oh, there is Azure DevOps. Like we can use the GitHub as a repository. Azure DevOps is also where they can create the pipelines. If your project is having Agile methodology, okay, mostly if you're most of the projects, I would say SQL related projects will go for the what means Traditional only, sir. Especially SQL people won't taken care all this stuff. But in case if your project is for Agile methodology, then definitely sometimes they may ask you, hey, can you monitor these pipelines? Can you maintain the builds as well, which is designed in the YAML program? They will design in the YAML program or JSON program. Okay. Think about broadly, okay? Don't stick with this only SQL. Until you placed in any organization for 6 months or 1 year, you completely concentrate on SQL, grab all the knowledge on SQL, then enhance your knowledge. I mean to say, I don't want to go directly here. You should enhance, okay? Everyone clear? Not clear? No? Yes? Yes. Like same, when you
Yes.
especially go for cloud, sir, these are all the cloud providers, okay? Microsoft, Amazon, or Google Cloud, and we are having a massive data center across the region. And this is little old slide. In terms of Microsoft, is maintaining almost 60 plus regions. 60 plus regions, Microsoft deployed the data centers. And you can use any data center wherever you want. Okay? Wherever you want, you can go and use it, sir. Almost 60 plus regions Microsoft deployed. Almost 60 plus regions AWS has been deployed. Google Cloud is not that much massive, sir. But of course, yes, Google Cloud is also having a massive. When don't compare with Azure, don't compare with AWS, but Google Cloud is also maintaining a decent data centers across the regions. Okay, fine. That's fine. Now, first, okay, so far I understood that why industry is looking for cloud, what are the services, where we standard, where we are in 2025. Okay, there are a lot again. Now, okay, good, super good, but I wanted to know about what is cloud computing? What is firstly cloud computing? See, cloud computing is nothing but delivering of on-demand compute services from application to storage and processing power, typically over the internet, sir. See, if you go for Amazon, I don't want to confuse you, sir. If you go for Amazon, what you can purchase from Amazon, sir? What you can purchase Amazon? You can purchase the laptops, electronic goods. You can purchase the groceries. You can purchase the home kitchen related stuff. You can purchase massive things, right? Like a cloth, everything you can purchase. Like same, your cloud is also selling, okay, selling computer. Where is it? Sorry, computer is nothing but server, storage, network, server, storage, network, along with the applications also. Nothing difference, okay? When you go for Amazon or Flipkart, when you start purchasing a product, for example, you wanted to purchase a laptop, you wanted to purchase an iPhone, you wanted to purchase an Android phone, you will go to the Amazon or Flipkart and you will search the product, you will purchase the product, right? Like same, you can go to the AWS, you can go to the Azure, you can go to the AWS, you can go to the Azure, you can go to the GCP cloud, and you can purchase server as a service, storage as a service, network as a service, application as a service. That's it. And you will pay see, you will pay what you are using, sir. Like water, water bill or electricity bill. So for example, if you go for one big apartment where you are having 15 to 20 floors, and you are having almost 25 to 30 buildings are available in that apartment, will you pay whole entire that infrastructure, water bill and power bill, or only you will pay only for your apartment, sir? You will pay only for your apartment, right? Water bill or electricity bill or internet bill. Okay, like same, you no need to pay for whole servers, what Microsoft is offering. You no need to pay for whole network, what Microsoft is offering. You no need to pay for whole storage, what Microsoft is offering. How much you are using, you need to pay only for that one. How much you are using, you need to pay only for that. That is what cloud computing is delivering on-demand compute services. in terms of storage, network, servers, all the stuff, like typically over the internet. Over the internet, it is offering, and it is going for pay as you go model. You need to pay and use it. You need to pay and use it. That's it. Like a water and electricity bill. Water and electricity bill. You no need to pay complete infrastructure. You no need to pay complete infrastructure. You need to just pay for your server. You need to just pay for your network. You need to just pay for your application. You no need to pay any additional stuff. Very simple definition is cloud is nothing but a data center. Someone else data center. Cloud is nothing but someone else data center who is going to maintain, like Azure or AWS or Google Cloud or Alibaba Cloud or IBM Cloud, whatever. So, okay, cloud is nothing but a data center. Okay, cloud is nothing but data center. A simple answer for everyone. Cloud. What is cloud? Cloud is also a data center, but who is going to maintain by someone? Those someone technically we are calling as a your cloud provider, like internet provider, telecom provider. We are calling as internet provider, telecom provider, right? Like same we are calling as a cloud providers. The companies offering these compute services are called as a cloud providers. In terms of AWS, Azure, Google Cloud, Alibaba Cloud, we are calling as a cloud providers. Is it clear, everyone? No? Yes?
Yes.
Now, when you
Yes.
specially go for cloud, okay, when you specially go for cloud, we can deploy in 3 ways. First, we'll discuss only 3. Okay, later on, we'll discuss more. Okay, so when you are trying to deploy, you will go for public cloud, you will go for private cloud, you will go for hybrid cloud. Public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud. Mostly public clouds, sir. You know about Spotify? Don't tell. You know about Spotify, right? Everyone from India. I'm not sure about other countries. You know about Spotify, right? Music app. You can open the app and you can play. Once you're logged in, you can pay the music, right? Spotify is the public cloud. Teams is the public cloud. Okay. Google Drive is the public cloud. Gmail is a public cloud. All of these are public clouds, sir. Most of the things are public cloud. Who is going to maintain? Your cloud providers only. Any cloud providers is maintaining. Okay. So public cloud, private cloud, and hybrid cloud. What is mean by private, public, hybrid? We want to know all this stuff. These are the deployment models. When you specially go for private cloud, nothing but organizations. All your companies will go for private cloud only. Okay. A private cloud is nothing but single tenant. Single tenant. Tenant is nothing but organization. Single organization. Single tenant. Okay, meaning organizations or organization. And they don't want to share their resources with any other users. They don't want to share any resources with other resources. Like for example, once you got a job, you just whatever. See, for example, you are filling your time sheets and you are going to the URL and you are going to find your salary breakdowns, all the stuff, and you are getting the pay slips, all this stuff. Okay, can that URLs can be shareable to others? Can that URLs are shareable to others? No, right? Only within that organization people only, right? Agree, not agree? Everyone. Like time sheets or financial stuff, all the stuff, okay? Within that organization people only accessing. Only within that, those we are calling as a private clouds. So private cloud is a data center set up and managed by the organization, keeping it in the security conquered, all the managed by the respective organization with massive firewalls, sir. Private clouds are massive firewalls. You see, private clouds can be expensive with the typically moderated economics of the scale. Okay, so because which is with the highly firewalls, which is highly protected private clouds. Only organization people will use the private clouds, sir. Only organization people will use the private clouds. Now, okay, I know that private clouds is nothing but like on-prem. Private cloud is nothing like on-prem, sir. Please keep that in your mind. Private cloud is nothing but like on-prem. Okay, now again, it is expensive, right, Subbu? Why industry? That's the reason they came up with the concept called public cloud. They came with the concept called public cloud. A service provider makes like a resources such as application storage available in the general public over the internet, in terms of email, in terms of music, in terms of whatever you are accessing via internet, sir. Whatever you are accessing via internet, mostly those are in the public cloud only. Those are in the public cloud. So public cloud will provide the best economic of scaling or the inexpensive to set up because hardware, software, application, and bandwidth cost will be covered by your provider. Sir, for example, take your Google Cloud. Take your Google Drive. You are paying anything for 15 GB? You are paying for anything for 15 GB?
No,
No. Who is going to maintain all this stuff, sir? Your provider, right?
it will be maintained by the provider.
Your Google provider.
Google.
Google
Yes.
provider. Like same sir,
GCP.
these are all the public clouds. These are all the public cloud, no wastage resources because you are paying only what you are using. For example, you don't want that your 15 GB is not sufficient. You want to increase the capacity. Definitely that time you will go and you will purchase and you can use that additional storage. And you are going to pay only for the additional storage. You are not paying for that 15 GBs also. Like emails, collaborations, HR, CRM, web services, all mostly in the public cloud only. Simple for your best understanding. Musics. When you open the iPhone, many people will use the iPhone, sir. There will be music app, right? So when you open that app, the musics will continuously coming. Wait that in the public cloud only. In the public cloud only they are maintaining, and you are listening all the beautiful musics. Okay, like Teams is a public cloud. Salesforce is a public cloud. Okay, Gmail is a public cloud. Google Drive is a public cloud. Many things are in the public cloud only. Sir. Little less expensive when you compare with the private clouds. When you compare with the private clouds, these are little inexpensive. Now hybrid cloud. See, especially for example, okay, Subbu, public clouds. How I can relate my public clouds, right? I am going to provide my email address. I'm going to provide my number. I'm going to provide my password. All need to be stored somewhere, right? Correct. So your data will be in the private only. Your services are in the public. Your services are in the public. Your services are in the public, but your data will be in the private. Your data is protecting. All your public cloud providers are protecting your data. They are going to keep your data in the private only, but only services are running in the public services. Okay, Google Drive services, Spotify services, Amazon services are running in the public cloud, but your data will be in the public cloud only. So hybrid cloud is nothing but a combination of private and public cloud. A combination of private and public cloud. Okay, not okay, everyone?
Okay, not an issue.
Yes. Now let's open.
Major types of clouds. Let's talk cloud. No, not those clouds. I'm talking about cloud computing. Like, what are clouds? What makes them better than computing BC? That's before clouds. What are the major types of clouds? And how might you best use each type based on your needs? Let's start with what a cloud is. All clouds are data centers, or multiple data centers, made up of compute and storage.
All the clouds are nothing but a data centers. Okay, in a simple terms, cloud is nothing but a data center.
A network. But what makes a data center a cloud is that all of those resources are virtualized into one big giant shared pool of resources, which can be intelligently and automatically orchestrated. And that means it can adapt to meet the ever-changing needs of your apps and the ever-changing utilization and availability of each resource. And that's why clouds are awesome. Today's clouds are smart. automated, and adaptive. Apps can be deployed far more quickly without custom provisioning boxes. And once deployed, those apps can dynamically scale on demand. Resource issues like congestion or failure can be resolved automatically. Quite simply, clouds can be more efficient and cost-effective than traditional data centers. So let's take a closer look at each type of cloud and which type might be the best for your needs. We'll start with public clouds. They're what most people think of when they talk about the cloud. What makes them public is that they are hosted by a cloud service provider who rents space on the cloud to their many customers or tenants. Those tenants generally only pay for services they actually use, much like how we consume electricity as a service for our energy needs. Public clouds let you offload management so you don't mind giving up some control. That's why they're a popular choice for hosting everyday apps like email, customer relationship management, HR, and other business support apps. Private clouds are next. They're private because they only have one tenant. You get all the goodness of a cloud, but you can control and customize it to fit your needs. And that control is why many companies are migrating their data centers to private clouds to run core business apps that provide unique competitive advantages like research, manufacturing, supply chain management, and more. Finally, there are hybrid cloud environments. They're hybrid because they're a combo of both public and private clouds. You get all the benefits of both and more, like the ability to create new, innovative apps with uncertain demand. Apps you can deploy on your private cloud, which can burst to the public cloud during demand spikes. So there you go. Just remember, there are several types of clouds, and businesses are tending to use each type of cloud based on their service delivery needs. But we've obviously only scratched the surface. We can give you a lot more info and details if you're interested.
Okay, so cloud is nothing but data center. Either you can deploy in the private cloud or public cloud or hybrid cloud. So based on our demand, so we will go and deploy our services. Okay, we are having only three deployment models. So when I especially go here, only three. So there is one more, nothing but community cloud. See, you know about the community blog, right? So many people will come together and they will construct one thing, okay, and they will plan accordingly. So for example, 2 or 3 companies. So let's take IBM, Infosys, okay, TCS. So these 3 coming together and they design one application. Okay, as a community, they design one application, and once they complete the design application, IBM will start selling the product. Infosys also will start the selling the product, and TCS will also selling the product. Means your community cloud is nothing like your organization will become like a brokers. Okay, for example, stock market. Many people knows about the stock market, so there are a lot of brokers will be available. Okay, they are going to purchase the product and they are going to sell and they are going to create some profit, right? Like same community cloud is nothing but your organization will become like a brokers while they are selling the product. Will only these 3 Subbu, is there any additional means? Yes, of course, not only 3. You can go for, okay, government cloud. So government cloud, okay. So for example, take either India or UK or US or China, any massive organizations, okay, any massive countries, not organizations, any massive countries, they wanted to keep their data within the country. They wanted to use the cloud. But they don't want to keep their data out of the region. They wanted to keep the inside the region as well. So when you are going to maintain the government related stuff, they won't keep the data in the out of the region. They will keep the data within the region only. And technically they will call it as a government clouds. Again, sir, deployment is a deployment only. We are calling as a technical names like a public cloud, private cloud, hybrid cloud, community cloud, government cloud as well. Okay, so whenever you are going to keep your data under your region, then technically we are calling as a government cloud. And also we will have one more cloud deployment model, green cloud. Okay. Don't think that green cloud is something different. Okay. Green cloud in the sense there is no wastings. Okay. Green, nothing but clean, right? In the nature, when you talk on the nature, green is nothing but clean. Okay, clean, right? Like same, when you go to the cloud, green cloud is nothing but no wastage of your resources. Whatever you want, you will go and deploy. Whatever you are not using, you can go and delete that resources. If you're not using, don't waste any resources. So that technically they are calling as a green cloud. Don't think that, oh, green cloud is something different cloud provider. No, either AWS or Google Cloud or Alibaba Cloud, all these providers, they are calling as a different names when they are going to deploy the services. So they are going to place in the public. Over public means everyone can access. Private means no, within the organization they can access. Hybrid means it's a combination of private and public. Community cloud means also it is a combination of private and public, but they are going to sell the services. They are going to sell the services. So green cloud, government cloud. Okay, green cloud is nothing but they don't want waste any resources. They don't want waste any resources when they are going to use the cloud services and they are going to deploy the services. They don't want waste any. So and technically they are calling it a green cloud. Government cloud means all government related application they will maintain within the region. They don't want keep their application. They don't want keep the data out of the region, especially UK, China, UK, China. They don't show interest to move their data out of their countries. They will keep the data within the country only, so within the region. Okay. And one more deployment is quantum cloud. Quantum cloud. Okay. Quantum cloud is nothing but massive servers, massive, like a quantum servers. Quantum cloud is nothing but quantum servers. So if you want massive server configuration, massive infrastructure, massive storage infrastructure, okay, they will go to the any one of the cloud provider and they will ask, hey, we want a quantum storages, okay? We want quantum server storages. And so that's they are keeping a name as a quantum cloud as well. So, but basically we are having only three, sir. One is a public, one is a private, one is a hybrid. Okay, only we are having three, but they may also call it as a community, government, green cloud, quantum cloud. Don't get confused. Don't get confused. You are having only three deployment models, but additionally they will call as a different names as well. Okay, not okay. You are going to deploy only three, either in the public or in the private or in the hybrid. Nothing but public and private only, sir. Public and private only. Either your services are in the public, everyone can watch because those are in public. If you're in the private, only you can accessible. You can accessible. This is about deployment models. Like same, everyone must and should know about the service models as well. Okay, this is on-prem, sir. This is on-prem. Okay, in on-prem, everything you need to manage, like network, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, data, application, everything you need to maintain. Everything you need to maintain. Everything we need to maintain, sir, when you especially go for on-prem, everything is we need to maintain. But when you go for okay, so when you go for IaaS, infrastructure as a service, okay, when you go for infrastructure as a service, IaaS, okay, so let's make IaaS, infrastructure as a service, IaaS, okay. So what, see, sir, networking, storage, server, virtualization will be maintained by your cloud provider. That can be Azure, that can be AWS, that can be Google Cloud. OS, middleware, runtime, data, application will be managed by us. Okay. Infrastructure is going to maintain by your cloud provider. Like, Subbu, I'm little confused. What about this infrastructure means? For example, VM servers. So in Azure, in AWS. Let's go for in Azure in AWS. In Azure, we're calling as a virtual machines. Okay, virtual machines, nothing but VMs. Okay, nothing but VMs. Storage. Okay, nothing but disk. Okay, disk, our traditional disk, and SA, storage account. Storage account also. Come on. Let's remove the storage account. We'll make it as a PaaS platform. Okay, disk. Now networks. Nothing but virtual network. Okay, these are the major three things will comes into the IaaS platform. Means you are not maintaining any servers, you are not maintaining any storage, you are not maintaining any networks. Everything will be taken care by Microsoft. You are just using these all three as a service. In Azure, you will call it as all this one. When you go for AWS, you will call it as a EC2 instance. Okay, instance, VPC, disk. There also you will call it as a disk. Okay, here we are calling as a virtual machine. Here you will call it as a EC2 instance. Here we are calling as a virtual networks. Here we are calling as a VPC, virtual private connection, and disk is a disk only. So storage is a disk on disk. These three services majorly will falls under IaaS platform. Will falls under IaaS platform, infrastructure as a service. Now everything will be taken care. Means what operating system we want. If you want any middleware, runtime parameters, data, application, everything will be taken care by us. Okay, infrastructure will be maintained by your cloud provider. When you go for infrastructure as a service, like it is simple, sir. Take a hotel. When you go to the hotel, a 5-star hotel. Okay, 5-star hotel. Infrastructure is completely maintained by your hotel management. All the stuff. Okay, you can't do anything. But once you enter into the hotel, there are some free products, like in terms of complimentary dress, in terms of breakfast, in terms of lunch and dinner. Okay, that you will pay and you will use it. Correct? Yes or no? Building, complete your whole building is nothing but IaaS. But once you enter, whatever the products you want, you can also customize, right? You can go to the single bedroom. You can go to the double bedroom. You can also duplex bedroom. You can also go for extra. Okay, whatever you can also having some flavors. Like same when you go for infrastructure, also you can have a lot of flavors, lot of things you can customize. But your building will be maintained by your cloud provider. You no need to take care. This is about infrastructure as a service. Next, PaaS service. PaaS. Most of the service are PaaS only, sir. Rest all service are PaaS. Okay, rest all services are PaaS. In terms of Azure, in terms of AWS. Okay, as platform as a service. See, you go for platform as a service, networking, storage, servers, virtualization, OS, middleware, runtime, everything will be taken care by your provider. You need to focus on the application data. Means you need to just focus on your service, whatever you are using. You no need to take care anything. Everything will be taken care by Microsoft only. Everything will be taken care by Microsoft. Means your cloud provider. Like what are the services, Subbu? Storage account. Okay. Entra ID, nothing but Active Directory, Azure Active Directory. Okay. Azure SQL database, MI. Okay. Everything, sir. Everything. Like a Postgres. Oh, holiday. Postgres. Okay. ADF. ADF, logic apps, like ADF, many things. Okay, it falls under PaaS service only. Will falls under PaaS service. You don't have any control on operating system here. Just you can deploy the services, you can use the services, you can pay the services whatever you are using. You don't have any control on operating system because IaaS platform only having control on operating system. You don't have any control on operating system. Like when you go for AWS, okay, you go for AWS RDS, especially in terms of we are a database administrator, right? RDS is one of the best platform as a service. RDS is the one of the best platform as a service. S3 bucket, S3 bucket. Like here in the Azure, you are calling it a storage account. In the AWS, you will call it as S3 buckets. S3 buckets. So RDS. In the Azure, you are calling it as a managed instance. In the AWS, you will call it as a RDS service, relational database service. So these are all falls under platform as a service. And finally, there is one more service called software as a service. You don't need to do anything, sir. Everything will be taken care by your cloud provider. Nothing. Everything will be taken care by your providers. What, Subbu? I'm a little confused. Okay. Software as a service. Like, for example, Teams. Your Teams, sir, is a software as a service. Gmail, Google Drive is a software as a service. Salesforce is a software as a service. Is a software as a service. You know, will be taken care. Everything will be taken care by your cloud provider. Everything will be taken care by your cloud provider. You can just go and use it. That's it. But at least here we can maintain the application. We can maintain the data, everything. But here nothing, sir. Teams is a best service for software as a service. As a DBA, you don't need to worry about software as a service, sir. Any questions? And also in AWS, there is one service called Lambda. Is also service, comes under SaaS. Software as a service. You don't need to do any. For example, you design one Python code. You design one Python code. You design one something, and you wanted to test it. Assume you don't have laptop. You don't have software also. You design one script, but you don't know how it is working. But you wanted to test it. One we can do one thing. You can keep that whatever you design into the Lambda. Okay, it will process you and it will provide the result for you. You no need any software. You no need to install the Python. You don't need any operating system. Nothing, sir. You can copy that script, paste in the Lambda, trigger it. It will run it and it will show you the output for you. AWS Lambda. So like a software as a service. Salesforce is like a software as a service. Teams is a software as a service. Okay, all Google Drive is like a software as a service. You don't need to do anything. Everything will be taken care by cloud providers. These are the major service models. These are the major service model. Any questions? Okay, good. Now, let's. Is there something else, Subbu, apart from this? Means yes, DB as a service. As a service. Database as a service. Same thing. Azure SQL database, MI, Postgres. You can also call it as a DB as a service. RDS. You can also call it as a DB as a service. Database as a service. Database as a service. You can also call, of course, these are PaaS only, but you can also call it as a database as a service. DR as a service, disaster recovery as a service, like recovery vault. There is a service called recovery vault. There is a service called recovery vault. When you go for portal.azure.com, recovery vault. This service also something very important, sir. We are at DBS. This service also something very, very important. If again, I told you, right, if I will talk this one, not now, so don't expect all this now. But in a while, I will talk about this service also. One of the most important concept as a DPS, because a platform like a DRHA, no, don't get confused. It's like a DRHR, nothing. Platform as a service, nothing, but you don't have infrastructure access. Like when you go to the hotel, you don't have any control on the entire infrastructure. You are having whatever the products are there. You can use that product and you can pay for that product. You can leave that product. Okay, it is not HA, it is not a DR. So don't think from in terms of HA and DR. So recovery vault is also one of the most important service. Even you are a DBA, we must and should know, sir. Okay, I will add this one as well as part of our checklist. Okay, this one, because when you specially go for cloud, sometimes you will create jobs under the recovery vault to take the backups of our SQL servers. Okay, so not only native maintenance plans, not only Hologram, okay, you can also take the backups from the recovery vault also. Okay, you need to know how to use the recovery vault, but it is a little expensive service. Okay, you will get, sir, not immediately, but you will get this service also as part of our training. DR as a service. Not only this one, why then? Okay, Subbu, you told that you can take the backups. That's the one thing. Recovery, DR, disaster. Don't call it as a disaster recovery. Like DR as a service. Yeah, means you can take the snapshot of the VM as well using recovery vault. You can take the snapshot of the VM. If something happened to VM, also you can recover. So that is how not only our full backup, differential backup, log backups, you can also take the snapshot of the disk. You can also take the snapshot of the VM using a recovery vault. So rare case, you may also get a chance to work with a recovery vault also. Rare case, you may also get recovery vault also. Okay, that's the one thing. And IaaS. IaaS, not IaaS, not SA. Infrastructure, not IaaS, IaaC, sorry, IaaC. Infrastructure as a code, like a Python or Java, YAML. Okay, all these languages will come into infrastructure as a code. Okay, all these languages will come into infrastructure as a code. Now, finally, last but not least, XaaS. Anything as a service. Okay, anything. So you know that. Okay, infrastructure as a team, platform as a service, and software as a service, or database as a service, DR as a service, infrastructure code as a service. Okay, you know now. XaaS, in anything as a service. Anything is like a service. Anything as a service. That's it. So these many service models are available. But very important is these three only, sir. Okay, that is just for our knowledge purpose I just shared. Okay, but these three are very, very important. Infrastructure as a team, infrastructure as a service, platform as a service. As the database administrator, our main focus is this too. But whenever you get a chance to work with the application support also, software as a service also, you need to have some. Software as a service also very, very important. Okay, not okay? Yes. Okay. Now final is today's. Okay, Subbu, so far we know about service model, deployment models, cloud computing, all this stuff. Okay. Now finally, At least the basic ideas are what is cloud, what is on-prem. Okay, a simple buying a car is on-prem, sir. A simple example: buying a car is on-prem. Money upfront. Okay, you can purchase 1 lakh car also. You can purchase course also, sir. There will be the price will be vary. Money is up to us. You need to pay the road tax. You are the owner. You will be ownership. You can maintain the ownership. You need to maintain maintenance cost as well, insurance cost. Assume you don't know the driving, then you need to recruit the driver and you need to pay for that one as well. Fuel cost, repair cost, everything on your head only, sir. When you purchase a car, okay. If you go for rental, like a Ola, Uber, okay, Grab. When you go for foreign countries, Grab is also one of the famous app. Okay, Grab. Okay, so when you go for rental like Ola, Uber, Grab, okay, so money as per usage, you will pay only how much you are using. Okay, no other charges. What do you mean no other charges? Are you going to pay the road tax? Are you going to pay any maintenance cost, insurance cost, driver cost, fuel cost, repair? Nothing, no other charges. Price also affordable price only, sir. Price are affordable, and you can also upgrade your cars based on your need. Okay, you can go for 7 seaters, you can go for 5 seaters. Based on that, you can also upgrade. And also one advantage with here, you can take a dedicated Ola, dedicated Uber or Grab, and you can book the slot, or you can go for share also. That is also one advantage. Like rental car is nothing but cloud. Purchasing a car is nothing but on-premise. Okay, this is don't think that this is very simple example, but this is what you need to understand. Okay, not okay. Any questions? That's it, sir, for today. Thank you.
Thanks, Abu. Last session.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Subbu. Cheers, guys.
Yeah. See you tomorrow. Thank you. Not tomorrow. See you at evening for you, Adam. Okay. Wilson, Adam will see you today evening. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you, Subbu.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.